body. I'm in love with a fake body. She twerking, yeah, she working. Pull around with a fake body. Gonna come through with a big cutie.
Tell her, let's go.
Sexy girl from Ghana. I know say she want a banana. She texts me eggplant, but I know say she want a banana. She dey give it to me when I wake up. Sit like meditator. She dey give it to me when I wake up. Without the makeup.
All right, welcome. Let's go. Week 13. Is it 13? Week 12? I can't remember.
13.
1-3. Week 13 is still not finished.
Yeah.
Listen, crazy football day. Before we get into that, as we're wrapping up the season here, we want to give a shout out to our loan sponsor, Bean Mug and Coffee Co. We just released gingerbread. Our December is Colombian. Some real narcos coffee. It's good. It's a good taste. Been great. We're gonna have gift baskets available tomorrow. So if you didn't get any holiday gifts yet, come check them out. Also, for all my listeners on the show that have in school that need teacher gift ideas, maybe like a mug and a bag, things like that. So luckily for you, Mug and Coffee Co. is giving all the listeners of the show 10% off. DASIT. That's it. Checkout. Go to checkout. All right. So let's get into it. Lau, how was your week?
My week was good. My week was good. I'm good. I'm not happy about my game or what I'm going to get into later, but pretty wild watching all the matches.
Oh, boy. Was that Cole Beasley?
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit. Cole Beasley.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Lots of dominoes falling, man. Lots of dominoes falling.
All right. Breaking news. Let's turn on the podcast. Cole Beasley just caught a touchdown. As of right now, obviously, the game is still long. As of right now, Ronnie has now overtaken the lead with against Mike, 128.5 to 127.2. Ronnie still has Buffalo D going. So he obviously can fluctuate there. It's a floating score essentially, but it's going to be very close.
Yes, sir. So yeah, that's crazy. That's one to watch right now, and obviously, with both of them being in the 6-6 club, that's going to affect a lot of how standings are and anything and all like that. So anyway, since you started off our first matchup, let's just keep going on that one.
All right.
All good. No, it's good. Breaking news. I like it. Hot takes.
So listen, here's the deal. An all uphill from here. Mike against Ronnie, team for sale. Look, it's crazy. The whole thing is nuts. Benny Snell, 3 points. Metcalf gives you 13. Looks manageable.
Yeah.
This is where it gets dicey. Allen Robinson had an illness. They didn't know if he was going to play. Gives you 13.5. Logan Thomas has his score, I think, combined for the last 2 weeks in one night.
Yeah.
Oh, Beasley is not even not even halftime, and he has 17 points. He substitutes with player 16. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Now on the other side, on the other side, Taysom Hill 29.5. Alvin Cook gives you 23 without a touchdown. Booker really surprised. I mean, it looked like a great pickup. That hurt. Shark hurt. Corey Davis goes off on the big day, 11 for 182 and a touchdown. Nothing from the tight end. I don't know. It's crazy, man. These 6-6 matchups were wild. If you would have told me earlier that it was going to be 4 people, Ronnie needed 50 points, and the players were Cole Beasley, Logan Thomas, Buffalo D, and Benny Snell, I would have probably said no.
Yeah, definitely.
But out of nowhere, the projections have shifted to a 142 to 127.
Mm-hmm. Mike's probably not happy at the moment.
No, probably not. Probably not.
To say the least. But, I mean, maybe Beasley doesn't get much other action. Maybe the Bills let up some points. It's still, I mean, projections are high, but what if, who knows?
Yeah, who
That's
knows
what's
is
crazy
right.
about waiting on defenses,
Yeah. Yeah. So, I don't know if you have anything to add to that, but as of right now, Ronnie might make the top 6, and Mike is sliding down to the 6 hole.
Yeah.
Again, I don't know the math on the 6 hole. The 6 hole is going to be very tough to predict.
I don't know. We're gonna have to figure that out with points and all sorts of stuff. But we're gonna get to that when that comes, because I mean we still have the game tomorrow night, which is nuts. But
right, we have the sucky Ravens versus sucky Cowboys.
Idiots. Yes, sucky Ravens versus sucky Cowboys.
Yeah. Listen, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be a crazy matchup. I don't know what to tell you there. Nuts. This is nuts. I mean, the good thing with this is like at least it'll be over tonight.
Yeah. That's true.
I mean, he's going down in projections. It was 142, now it's 141. I mean, he can start dropping down. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and again, if the 49ers pick 6, if they do some damage, you know what I mean? Like it could happen.
Start putting a hurt on them, yeah.
I mean, they're not a pick 6, but they start dropping some touchdowns on them.
Well, that
crazy.
Still counts yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, that's nuts. But I mean, Mike pretty much played it right. He could have put in Gordon, really, but that's about it. They both had some big numbers,
Yeah, I think the thing with the Gordon was Devontae Booker looked like it was the pickup to make.
Yeah.
With Josh Jacobs being out, I mean that's like the feature back role, but they didn't even feature him, and then. He only loses. He gets an extra, 8 points, 9 points or so. But
yeah,
that's tough. That's a tough one. I mean, you put up 127 in this league, and you got a shot. So
yeah,
crazy, crazy.
All right. Yeah. All right. Let's go from a highly scoring, highly contested battle to a not high scoring, not quite contested battle. Cobra Kai, 61.5, currently losing to Bring It On and Draw 4 with a 73.8. Bobo has Jared Allen in still, and Tucker. You got J.K. Dobbins.
Josh Allen, the quarterback, not the Jared Allen.
Did I say Jared Allen? Whoops. Josh Allen.
Yeah, you said Jared Allen, the defensive end.
Yes.
Listen, I apologize to everybody. It was crazy because my team. I mean, listen, I could talk about Pablo's team. Like this matchup was pretty bad, all around. Like we all disappointed in this one. Miles Sanders 3.1, Derrick Henry 7.9. Tyler Boyd gets 1 catch for 72 fucking yards and gets kicked out of the game.
Yep. At
least Graham doesn't score. I mean, it's a very winnable game. So, I mean, I really put the 6 and 7 spot at risk with this game. I would have loved to have the bye, obviously, but I took my bye this week. We shut the dojo down for the week. And we'll be back open. We'll be back open next week, ready to go. We're gonna make some changes. I don't know what Antonio Gibson's foot problem is, a toe injury. So I don't know if that's turf toe or broken toe. I don't know what's going on. I really needed him to contribute tonight to have a shot. As far as Herbert Sherbert, it was a kid-sized cup of Herbert Sherbert. It wasn't even a full scoop. Kid-sized cup.
I think it melted basically.
Yeah, it was. He needed it though. I think he needed it to get through it. have his bad game. Let's move on.
You'd rather that game this week than next week from him.
Hell yeah. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what J.K. Dobbins has. I mean, he's auditioning for the playoff lineup. So we'll see what he does tonight. Brandon Ayuk is auditioning. He already has a touchdown in the first quarter. So we'll see. We'll have to make some changes. We'll make some changes. We'll put together the best squad we can and reopen the dojo next week. But Cobra Kai, you rather get the players, get it out of your system, because this is usually what happens to me every year in the playoffs. My team does this.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Usually you kind of want. Like I said, I'd rather your team shit the bed in the week it doesn't matter than the week of playoffs. But that's not good momentum to have going to the playoffs either.
Listen, momentum isn't even real. It doesn't exist.
All right.
I've heard Mike Greeny on ESPN. He I think he's the one that says it on ESPN. There's something about like momentum, and he's like, momentum doesn't even exist. It's not a real thing. And he like goes into like a whole thing about momentum. I don't know if it was momentum, but it was a monumental collapse is what it was.
Yeah.
Herbert Sherbert. I got Baker on the bench. I mean, we'll have to see. You know, we'll talk. We'll see what we're gonna do. But I think we're okay. I think we're okay. We got, like I said, a couple more adjustments to make. My team didn't play great. They played lights out the last 2 weeks. They played great the last, winning 4 to push me to this spot. And I know there's 6 people in the bottom 6, spot 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12 that wouldn't mind having the problem I have right now. So
that's true.
I'll take it.
Present company included.
And that's the thing. Like last year, I lost sleep around this time.
Yeah.
Actual sleep for like weeks. My brother slept like a baby because he doesn't give a shit about wearing a tutu. But listen, Miami Heat made it to the finals and they were like a shit seed this year. So you got a shot.
Yeah.
I'm okay. I'm okay with that. It's like a reset. Let's go. It's enough about me talking about me going to the playoffs. No, but like again, like it just it feels good to be back there and locked in and not have to worry about that pressure. Like I said, last year I really lost sleep trying to figure this out.
Yeah.
And navigate the waters.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, my team, as crazy as it is, was without a starting quarterback, without an RB1, without the top 2 tight ends in the game.
Yep.
So to make it this far and salvage that, I'm okay with that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Alrighty. So looks like
Bopple, I don't think this makes a difference. I don't know if Bopple gets into the set. See,
I don't know. It puts him
if
in
I'm
the
not
6th win.
mistaken, Bopple, it puts him in the 6th win, and he has, I believe, tiebreakers over Mike. But him and Mike are 6 and 7 now.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like what happened. I don't know where Adam's coming into that play. So it's going to be interesting.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. Speaking of 6 wins and whatnot, let's get to the next matchup. Even though he has a player left, what a day for a BJ with 144.3. You heard his music today. Jay beat T-Dubs, Kyle Hopkins, 144.3 to 129.3. And Jay still has Amari Cooper left, so top scorer coming out Sunday night might be again after tomorrow's game, depending on what happens with Jake. But he's moving up to 7 wins, which was looking like a playoff spot, and then T-Dubs is into that 6-win club. See what's going on there.
Yeah.
Big game for both of these guys. Darren Waller with 45. That's where all the offense went to the Raiders.
Yeah.
And that's also why the Jets lost.
Yeah,
what do you think, man?
This is tough. We said all year that that Tom had a great team.
Yeah.
And it's a shame because his team is really good. And he texted me last night. I'll read you the text message. And he shot me a message around 8:38 last night, and it said this: "Console me."
And your response was?
Oh, that was tough.
Yeah, that's tough.
So, typical Jay fashion. Jay puts up 70 points or 150 points.
Yep.
That's it. And this week he put up 150 points.
Yeah.
Big
numbers, man.
Listen, I'm going to look real quick. I want to show you something. I want to go to schedule. I want to look at Jay's schedule.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
He put up 137 points. I'm not going to tell you whether he won or lost, but I'm just telling you his point totals.
Yeah.
It's like 137, 173, 99, 100, 115, 93, 166, 90, 144, 125, 93, 115, 144. Like
144 plus.
Jay is either in or he's out. Now, I'll tell you this. It could be likely, just foreshadow here, Jay gets the 6th spot. Okay? And I got to go against Jay, 3rd versus 6th. And Jay's going to have McCaffrey back. Like, he can't make it up. He might be poised for a run.
Yeah.
So,
crazy.
It's very
crazy. Also, he put up 144 with a player left. His running backs had 12.2 points combined.
Crazy.
It's nuts.
Yeah.
And T-Dubs put up good numbers too, you know? It's a shame, man. You hate to possibly get bumped out like that, depending on how the dominoes fall.
Well, did he get bumped out with Lockett Watch? Was that last year?
Last year or the year before? Yeah. Lockett Watch is what bumped him out.
Sorry, I was watching the game too.
What's up?
It's nuts.
Yeah.
Play 3 points. Duke Johnson, 9 points. Like, back play's been tough for him all year. But Darren Waller, 45. I mean, you can't really beat that.
Yeah, that's.
T-Dubs had a great outing. I do remember that time T-Dubs told me that if he had to wear the tutu, he'd fly back out from Tennessee. That he couldn't be any more closer to that than he is tonight.
Well, he could be, but we'll get to that.
But I mean, this is as close as he's been all season.
Yeah.
He's been through the season.
Yeah.
Just a shame. Just a shame. All right, where else we got? Where else we're going?
Next matchup, Jake. I'll take a win however I can, which, I mean, he should probably change his team name at this point. With 154, beats Rich. Takes 2 at a tango, who put up a respectable 121.1. This game's a lock. Jake is a lock for 10-3. B-Rich is a lock for 3-10. Jake putting up big numbers as usual, getting that Rodgers-Adams connection. His boy Taylor finally put up 22 points for him. Yeah, a lot of numbers in the teens across the board. He's got big numbers on his bench, too. Ruggs, 17. Jefferson, 27. Kirky Cousins, 29. B-Rich pretty much played...
Yeah.
B-Rich pretty much played the best game he could, unless he had put in Stafford over Tua, but even that wouldn't have been enough for him, so... Jake is, Jake's looking dangerous. Got the top spot. Sealed.
Jake's looking dangerous. Jake's got the best team in the league for the last couple weeks. One of the best teams in the league. I mean, I had the best team in the league the last 2 weeks. But no, he has one of the best teams in the league. Period. A turnaround, an inspiration to people who suck at fantasy football all around the world.
Yeah.
No, he is. He's just like if somebody's like, man, I've been playing fantasy football forever and I just lose and lose and lose. Like Jake's the real American hero, the real story of how to turn your life around, move into an apartment and win in fantasy football. Like he's just really doing it.
It's like a Shark Tank story come true.
Yeah. Listen, Aaron Rodgers, 29.5, Taylor, 22, Chubb, 17. Michael Thomas finally showed up and gave you 19, but I don't know. I mean, listen, the good news for B-Rich at this point, I mean, he's obviously going into the Shit Bowl semis.
Yep.
But he is getting better. Like he's more points as we go on. He's not really scoring under 100 anymore. We'll see, but Jake's team is looking great.
Mm-hmm.
Looking great.
Say about that.
No, I mean,
yeah,
he did well. He did well. He really did well. I'm happy for him. If I don't win and he wins, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
So
it's nice to see a success story. Start from the bottom. Now we hear all that shit.
Now, aside from the success story, the opposite, B-Rich was a success story. A former league champion in the early years, possibly going into the Shit Bowl. It almost like it brings our league down a little bit.
I disagree. That means the rest of the league has stepped up. And I think that's evident in everybody's records and how close we get, how everything's down to the wire in the playoffs and things like that.
Was that a running touchdown? A passing touchdown? 4-yard touchdown reception. Boppo, man, putting it on me.
Mm-hmm. Well, that one's
so
it doesn't really matter anyway.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, listen, B-Rich 3-10, Jake 10-3, a tale of two tales. Best friends with opposite records. Tale of two tales.
That's cute.
I mean, maybe one can give advice to the other because, like, Jake can tell him, "Hey, listen, here's what you're gonna have to wear out the tutu, and here's how you serve beers." And B-Rich is like, "Listen, when the confetti falls on you, just put a little bit in your pocket."
There you go. Solid advice sharing. That's what friends are for.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty. Next matchup. Technically not done for, but I'm gonna assume it's done for. Shit Show 2020. Charles 137. Mascot Stay Mahomes. Adam 70.8. He has Mostert going off right now in the Ravens defense tomorrow, but he's projected at 88. Charles, solid 137.
Again, I don't know how this ends. There's so many undecided matchups and on all these things. Right now, the standings have Charles at 5-8. I'm sorry. Yeah, he'll be 5-8. Apple is not going to be 5-8. He's going to be 6-7. Loud drops to 5-8.
We'll get to.
Maybe he's out of the basement.
Yep.
It's crazy because he's been there for so long. You just thought that's where he was moving in. Fitted for the tutu and everything. Like, it was gonna be the first time a white man was gonna wear it. But
still possible.
He makes a strong case that he's not.
Yeah.
If you're playing him in the Shit Bowl bracket, stay the fuck away from his team because it's putting up points. Here's a stat. We'll go here, right? We're just gonna go to the matchups real quick.
Yep.
Standings. And let's look at points for, right?
Mm-hmm.
His point for is 1486.
Yeah.
1486 right now is better than 12th place, 9th place, 8th place, 7th place, 6th place, 4th place. He has more points than all of those positions. He has more points than Mike, more points than Adam, he has more points than Ronnie, he has more points than you, he has more points than Papo, and he has more points than B-Rich, and my man's in 11th place, disrespected. His team puts up points, he just gets the best of everybody every week.
Yeah.
So there's really not much to go over. We went over his team forever.
Mm-hmm.
Adam, it was crazy because Mostert's playing well. He only has 2.5 points. Juju, I mean, that was bad, and Gore got hurt.
Yeah.
Sammy Watkins out of desperation.
Yeah.
He has the big tight end game, but you want more out of Mahomes. So, listen, Mahomes has to just go to Tyreek Hill all next week. Has to. Adam, for us to win and be successful, we need to work together. You call him, I'll call my guy. Let our people talk. But clearly, Adam and I do better when Mahomes and Tyreek Hill connect.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Again, it's hard to get into, like, is he going to be in the 6th spot? Is he not? He's a contender for the 6th spot, I can tell you that.
That is true. Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. He's one of those 6-win teams. Mm-hmm. Oh, well. Adam's probably wanting more.
So he's on Snap right now. He goes,
Yeah,
I think I'm out now, thinking Height is sneaking in at 6 and 7.
It's gonna be nuts. We'll I don't know. I tried to figure that out earlier. But I don't know, it's gonna be crazy with all the head-to-heads, and we're gonna have to look at. I think we're gonna do most points for. That's gonna be the next tiebreaker, right? That's what we usually do.
Yeah, but if it'd have to be a head-to-head tie on the split.
Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm.
So I don't think you're gonna get that. I think I think the head-to-heads are gonna solve itself. I do. I don't think there's gonna be a split.
Too. Yeah.
I don't think you're going to get to a spot where 6 and 7, and you're not solved by the head to head.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting.
Yes, sir.
I forgot what matchup we were talking about.
Adam.
We can find out for Wednesday. That's a great point.
Yeah. Mozart needs to turn it around. At least get points at this point.
We'll see. Alrighty.
Yeah.
Last matchup. The $1.5 trillion team currently has 107.7. AJ has Zeke left. And yours truly, Mr. Jackson, if you're nasty, unless he gets a Digsmas miracle, is going to lose 83.8. And I believe that may put me in the 11th seed because Charles and I would have the head-to-head, and he beat me week 1 by half a point. So
heartbreaking.
I have this. I'm going to hold and cherish it until August while I can. My team has now lost 6 in a row. So I'm going to sit here and drink.
Are you going to be one of the first champions to hand over the trophy and start the tradition that you handed over after the game, or were you going to wait till August?
You know what? Do we want to get that going? Because I'll do that.
I mean, someone has to start it, but it's hard because nobody starts it. And like, I think we got hit with like, see, with everything this year, it just kind of fell apart. But that's your call. I mean, it's if that's what we choose to do. But it's like you guys. I mean, I'm watching Aladdin all the time. It's like the genie. Someone has to grant the genie the third wish. Like somebody has to wish him free, but nobody ever wants to fucking do it. You can present the trophy. You can have the trophy to the game. You can hand it to the winner because we're local anyway, and T-Dubs isn't winning it this year. So we can do it that way, and then the winner can bring it with them to the event, and we'll do a coronation at the draft. But
that's my only thing against it is that it's nice to have a trophy presentation. I'm willing to pass it over early.
Yeah, time, I mean, we'll have to see.
I think the trophy presentation's nice. I know it's a trophy, but like, and I've said this before when we talked about it, like, you get the trophy when you win the Super Bowl, You get the ring.
Yeah.
You get the rings at the start of the next season. They have a ring presentation ceremony. And we do more of like a ring.
Mike texted me and said, tell Lau. Mike just texted me, right? Mike said, tell Lau he'll be holding the other trophy next year.
I might be. The rate I'm going, yeah.
What an actual role reversal. Like Jake wins it this year, you lose it this year, and you guys swap trophies. Like a trophy swap?
Yeah.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah.
That'd be crazy. Talk about an elevator.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Yeah. You shit the bed here, Lau.
I did, yes.
What happened to Lamar Jackson? You think he was going to play, or?
I didn't want to chance it. I didn't know if they were gonna take him off the COVID reserve list in time. It could have been possible that. Actually, I don't remember. I don't think they announced it until after Rivers played. To be fair,
they didn't announce it until today. I think that he was definitely going to play.
Yeah, so I didn't want to run into the scenario where, I missed my chance to not play Jackson if he couldn't play. Because I figured Rivers is better than scooping RG3 or actually not even RG3. He's hurt. I would have had to pick their third string, Trace Sorley. So, but yeah, just no running back performance really. Struck out a tight end, struck out on defense. Lock it, watch, fail for me. So it is what it is.
It's. I think what's interesting here is that you didn't control your own destiny. So even if you won, you were probably on the outside.
Yeah.
Even if you were on the outside, you were probably still on the outside looking in. You needed a lot of things to fall into place.
But I didn't want the shit blow by either.
But
that's the problem.
Hell to the no. Hell to the no.
That's bad news.
Bad news. I think what can I tell you? I think what bit you this year is I think you held on too long to players that you probably shouldn't have held on to or trusted them too much. Because last year you had that 1-4 start with that big run. You're like, I got these guys. Like, maybe you just believed in them too much because you kept sliding, and we're like, hey, you're sliding. And you're like, no, we're gonna bounce back, but you never did. Was that, you think, something where you thought you were, should have let go a little sooner on some guys, or no?
Yeah, maybe. I think I had some bad breaks and waiver pickup. I think I did that better last year. You were talking about Charles' scoring. And hang on a second, let me find that standings. Like you talked about how
that he has more than you.
Yeah, but he has 15 points more than me over 12 games. And obviously the gap's going to be a little more this week. So, like, I was in the top half of scoring. So I thought it was still okay, And I also really, until this morning, didn't really even realize that the dominoes could have fell that way for that long, But, I mean, it happens, Yeah. I'm not happy about it.
No, listen, 100%. No, you can't be.
I'm in a bad spot, like seeding wise, but I don't feel like I'm not like, oh my god, my team's so terrible, I can't eke out a win in the shit bowl bracket. You know.
Well, listen, everybody knows the rules, okay? And we'll recap them again. But the bottom two, after Wednesday, get an automatic bye into the Dash Shit semifinals, where they will only have, which will be this way is looking as Loud and Be Rich, where they will only have 2 chances to not get that trophy.
Yeah.
The
Everyone
other 4 teams has 3 chances to not win that trophy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, good luck when you get down there.
Thank you,
AJ, listen, he talks a big game, 120 points, 2 seed. Granted, I only put up 75 this week, but my quarterback only scored 4. What the fuck was your excuse?
Well, you don't know what Zeke's going to do tomorrow, you know?
I know what he's going to do. Dog shit. You ever step in shit when you get to a party? Like stepping dog shit in the first minute you're at the party.
Yeah,
it's not even like it happens quickly. That's what happens. He's funny. He was gone for the last 4.5 weeks off the Snapchat. He comes back today, fucking all in his glory, because he finally got some wins at the end here. Yeah. So it's not like he fooled anybody with his honesty today.
Yeah.
We know what he does.
Yeah.
He's a pompous shit sometimes. And I was really hoping you were going to put a hurting on him.
Well, I was too.
But listen, he wants me in the finals. Be careful what you wish for. We'll see what happens. Zeke Elliott hasn't been playing good. Russell Wilson just lost to the Giants. That has to hurt his confidence. He finally started Thielen.
First place Giants. Don't forget.
That's right. If you want to call him, you can. If he wants to talk about his Thielen mishap.
I don't know how to. I forgot to kind of think about how to play that. It'd be too hard to get him in a Discord this quick, and I don't want to do the phone over the audio.
No, just call him on his. Here, I'm gonna call him real quick. I'm gonna put him on speaker.
All right. Apologies in advance if this has sound quality issues, but we'll manage.
If it comes out, it comes out. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
It's funny. I was watching the YouTube thing, and I was wondering how that was going to work. So it paused it. So hopefully it's not echoing.
Yeah, we're good. Actually,
what's going on, man?
Actually, sounds pretty good.
You're live on the air on the That's It Fantasy Football Podcast on the Bean Muggin Hotline. So we got the owner of the $1.5 trillion team. So real quick, we want to know what happened last week with Adam Thielen. He was out with COVID-19. He was on your bench, I think, during the week, maybe up until Saturday. And then somebody told you to start him, I guess, in week on your team Sunday. What happened with that? Because he was home.
All right. So, long story short, I was trying to make some, I was trying to swap some players out, and it kept on saying Thielen is playing. So it wouldn't let me swap out. I don't know if you guys have experienced it, but basically if you have someone that's not eligible to be in the IR slot with COVID or whatever, it keeps on yelling at you like you can't move people, you can't, add people, you can't drop people until you fix the IR thing. So Thielen at one point got pulled from the from the COVID list, according to ESPN. I had to swap him out, so I did. I also checked online and I looked, and it said that Thielen was most likely going to play. So I did. I moved him into the lineup. What happened was that I must have missed it. It was like 12 o'clock. I was busy. I guess shame on me. I was being pompous because that's what I do.
That's what you do.
And, and I looked, and he said that he was still going to be playing, but I guess they pulled him at the last second or whatever. I was looking at, didn't update properly.
At what point did you realize? At what point did you realize that he wasn't playing in the game?
Probably probably after the game was over because I didn't really look at the score.
All right, fine.
And then I honestly, with Thielen, this season's been shit for him. So, sometimes he's had 0 points in the first half.
Okay.
So I didn't really, I didn't really notice. I'm not gonna lie.
No, listen, I appreciate your honesty. And again, we're speaking with the owner of the $1.5 trillion team. My other question to you is, speaking of shit, we were just talking on the air about Ezekiel Elliott playing like dog shit the last couple of weeks. What are your thoughts on that?
I put him up on the trade block. I called it. I said I didn't really want this guy on my team anymore, and I was looking to, swap him out. I made some, I offered Jay McCaffrey. He didn't like any of my trade offers. When he was hurt, I was willing to give him, Gallman, Elliott. I threw up some, points to him, but nobody wanted him. So I said, all right, I'm gonna keep him. If he steps in dog shit, hopefully it's not until
correct.
Early on.
It's a fair assessment, though.
Look, I mean, he
hasn't played well since Dak. He hasn't played well since Dak got hurt.
That's correct.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Obviously, I mean, they were a team. They work together well, and it's not working out right now.
No,
but you gotta remember, up until that point, he was like the number one rusher. So he was putting up big numbers earlier in the season.
No, I agree. And Dak was the third best quarterback in the league before they got hurt. So no, I agree with you 100%. Before we let you go, just want your thoughts on how the season went, the regular season, as we're wrapping up the regular season. How do you think this season went, considering all of the COVID restrictions, delays, pushbacks, and things of that sort?
Look, it was tough. I mean, it sucked. You had to really manage it. You had to really pay attention to your lineup. I mean, I obviously screwed that up, right? I mean, it's not easy. You had to pay attention the whole time.
I agree.
COVID's the son of a bitch. I mean, you gotta pay attention to it. You had players that so Thielen was technically supposed to play. He tested negative, and then he didn't make the NFL protocol.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it was. At the last minute, they pulled him. So it wasn't something that you can really plan for. It's just if you caught it, you caught it. If you didn't, you didn't. So with all I felt like ESPN is changing stuff left and right, because if he was on COVID, they should have let him stay on the IR list.
I agree with you. No, I agree, and it's been a disaster. I thought the way they handled it has been terrible. I thought what they should have done is and check this. I thought what they should have done is if your team had COVID, they should have just treated any player on the team as COVID, not just the actual player. I thought that was bullshit. So my last question.
I hope they get. I was just gonna say, I hope they get it right for COVID 22. So
yeah,
figure it out then.
So my last question to you is, I have two questions. First, who do you think is going to wear the tutu this year? Obviously, the 6 isn't. 6 and 7 haven't been decided yet. But based on what you're looking at in the standings and with your algorithms, who do you see wearing the tutu this year?
Look, I'm going to throw a wild card out there just because it's 2020 and karma's a bitch. Tom moved out of state. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's Tom. He's got to come back to that tutu.
Oh, he'd have to wear it on the plane. Well, listen, I appreciate you calling in and taking the time. Again, we're talking with the $1.5 trillion team. My last question to you is, we haven't had a guest on the show in a long time, but maybe we actually last year, but what's your favorite type of pie?
Yes.
Oh, man. You know what? We're going to go with apple pie again because, it's just apple.
Gotcha. Yeah. All right. Cool. Take care, buddy. I appreciate the call. Thanks for calling in.
Oh, man. Thanks, AJ. Nicely done.
That was AJ with the $1.5 trillion team, currently with the second seed bye on a second seed pedestal.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, listen, I think that wraps up the show. I do want to say again, thanks for everybody's patience. I know that the year has been crazy. I know the COVID has been nuts. It almost cost him a buy spot. That's how shitty that was.
Yeah.
So, just we'll get through it. We've gone through it. Just a little longer. To everybody fighting for that 6th spot, good luck. I know it's
gonna be crazy. Also, if something like weird or close does come up, just bear with us a little bit if we have to figure something out. Like you said, I'm hoping that head-to-head all works out just fine. But we'll do what we got to do.
Yeah, no, for sure, sure.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, listen, we still have a game tomorrow. A couple undecided still.
Yeah. It's nuts. Mm-hmm.
Just crazy.
Yes, sir.
So
appreciate you keeping the what's your favorite pie tradition going. Nicely done.
Oh yeah.
Good work.
All right, let's go. New look Cobra Kai back next week. Dojo's reopening. Hello.